Every spring, Hollywood's A-list bring their fashion A-game to New York for the definitive red carpet event of the year, the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute Gala. This year's exhibition, China Through the Looking Glass, explores China's influence on Western fashion and celebrates the grandeur of Chinese culture.
I co-made this dress with Tommy Hilfiger team, so it's really one of a kind, custom-made couture. Really looked at a lot of different inspirations of Chinese fashion and Chinese beauty and Chinese women. The jewelry that's made out of Chinese gambling chips.
For this exhibition, they have a Chinese fashion, Chinese culture, Chinese art, everything's here. So, I mean, it's really an honor to be here and to see everyone here.
Well, I really want to go to China. I really want to go. I'm dying to visit because I know it's another world there. But apart from that, I know nothing. So tonight, some education.
Woven through the museum's Chinese art galleries, it's the largest exhibition the Costume Institute has ever produced.
The size of the exhibition is commensurate with its narrative arc, which explores the history of the influence of Chinese aesthetics on the Western fashionable imagination. Our story begins in the mid-18th century, when the influence of Chinese-themed imagery or chinoiserie was at its height. The story unfolds through careful juxtapositions of Western fashions and Chinese costumes and decorative arts. These dialogues are not only mutually enlightening, but they also encourage new aesthetic interpretations and broader cultural understandings. The pace of the show unfolds cinematically. In some cases, the rooms are personal and intimate, such as the galleries devoted to Chinese silk, calligraphy and blue and white porcelain. In other cases, they're dramatic and theatrical, such as the gallery devoted to Peking opera and the gallery devoted to wuxia. Each gallery contains a film or series of films that relate to its theme and content. Film is frequently the first lens through which Western designers encounter Chinese imagery, and the exhibition explores the impact of movies in shaping their fantasies.
Renowned Chinese filmmaker Wong Kar-wai served as artistic director of the exhibition.
With China Through the Looking Glass, we have tried our best to encapsulate over a century of cultural interplay between the East and the West that has equally inspired and informed. It is a celebration of fashion, cinema, and creative liberty.
Perhaps the most well-known film is Wong Kar-wai's In the Mood for Love, which features an array of exquisite qippaos, including versions with Matisse-like floral designs in muted tones. No one's made the qippao look quite as stunning on screen as Wong Kar-wai.
What I love about this exhibition is it shows how present-day designers are inspired by China, but that as you see the depth of the exhibition, you get a sense that China has always been there, and that China has been influencing Western taste, Western fashion, certainly for the last couple of 100 years. But now people can encounter Chinese art that has a 5,000-year history. So I think part of the excitement for me is that by having this exhibit in the Chinese galleries, people will say, I want to come back and experience more about China.
Well, it's just so multi-layered and it's ever kind of evolving. The Galliano Dior pieces and the Astor Court just look incredible together. The Travis Banton's dress for Anna-May Wong is phenomenal. And of course, the robes that were literally made for and worn by the emperors in the 18th, 19th and early 20th century in the Anna Wintour costume court downstairs are just incredible. And then so interesting seeing them juxtaposed with 20th and 21st century designers' reinterpretations.
Milliner Stephen Jones created all of the unique headpieces.
So I tried to repeat the colours and the sort of feeling of the mannequins. So they're not sort of hats per se, but they're sort of this unique device that sort of I came up with. It was very exciting. And of course, there's designers who I've worked with, like John Galliano when he was at Dior, and some hats from Margiela to go with Margiela outfits. But it was amazing to do something with to go with the Ralph Lauren outfit too.
It's magical, and I think that is also very much part of the point that Westerners have often had a fantasy about what is China, and the reality is obviously something different, whether it's cinematically or through fashion. Anchoring people in the reality of China is part of what the Met is all about, is to help build that kind of understanding.